What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, a tiny moon 887 million miles away from Earth is actively shooting a massive geyser of water into outer space, and scientists believe that water might contain the building blocks of life itself? Not in a galaxy far away, not billions of years from now. Right now, today, this is not science fiction. This is Enceladus, and what's happening there should be on every front page of every newspaper on this planet. Let's talk about why this frozen moon of Saturn might be the most important discovery in human history. Enceladus is small, embarrassingly small. It's only about 313 miles across, which means you could drive across it in a single road trip. But don't let the size fool you, because underneath that thick, icy shell, something extraordinary is happening. Scientists have confirmed through NASA's Cassini spacecraft mission that Enceladus harbors a global liquid water ocean beneath its surface. A real, actual, liquid water ocean. And that ocean is not just sitting there quietly. It is erupting. Here's where things get wild, and your brain needs to hold on tight. Enceladus has massive cracks near its south pole nicknamed tiger stripes. These cracks are about 85 miles long and roughly 1.2 miles wide. And through these cracks, the moon is shooting enormous plumes of water vapor, ice particles, and gas at speeds reaching 800 miles per hour directly into space. These plumes rise hundreds of miles above the surface. They are so powerful that they actually feed Saturn's famous earring. One tiny moon is literally sculpting the rings of Saturn. Let that sink in. Now here is where the controversy begins, and where most people get extremely uncomfortable. NASA's Cassini spacecraft flew directly through these plumes before its mission ended in 2017. Not once, multiple times. And what it detected inside those plumes stopped scientists cold. They found water ice, sodium chloride, which is basically salt, silica particles, carbon dioxide, methane, molecular hydrogen, and complex organic molecules. Complex organic molecules. The kind of molecules that on Earth are directly associated with biological processes and living organisms. But it gets more unsettling. In 2023, researchers using data from the James Webb Space Telescope confirmed that the plume from Enceladus extends an astonishing 6,000 miles into space. That is roughly the distance from New York to London times 2. And the rate at which water is being released is approximately 300 kilograms per second. Every single second. The moon is essentially bleeding its ocean into the cosmos at a rate that is almost incomprehensible. Now let's talk about the ingredient that made scientists drop everything. Molecular hydrogen detected in those plumes is a massive red flag for life. On Earth, molecular hydrogen is produced by a process called hydrothermal activity, specifically when hot water reacts with rocks on the ocean floor in a process called serpentinization. This is the exact same process that scientists believe may have created the conditions for life on early Earth billions of years ago. Deep-sea hydrothermal vents on Earth, even in complete darkness with no sunlight whatsoever, support rich ecosystems of bacteria, shrimp, crabs, and other organisms that survive purely on chemical energy. If Enceladus has active hydrothermal vents on its ocean floor, and the evidence strongly suggests it does, then it has the three things every living organism on Earth needs: liquid water, a chemical energy source, and organic molecules. This is not a maybe. This is a scientifically supported, peer-reviewed, data-backed possibility that is making astrobiologists lose sleep at night. And here is where the pattern completely breaks from what you learned in school. We were always told that life needs sunlight, that the habitable zone around a star determines where life can exist, that Earth is special because of its perfect distance from the sun. But Enceladus obliterates that entire framework. It sits well beyond the traditional habitable zone. It barely receives any sunlight. Yet it may be hosting the right conditions for life in its dark, pressurized ocean. This means the habitable zone concept as we taught it for decades may be fundamentally wrong. And the implications of that are staggering, because it means life-supporting environments could exist on dozens of other icy moons across our solar system and beyond. A proposed future mission called the Enceladus Orbolander is currently being discussed by NASA. This mission would orbit Enceladus, fly through its plumes, and potentially even land on its surface to collect and analyze samples with far more powerful instruments than Cassini ever carried. Scientists estimate that if microbial life exists in that ocean, its remnants or even living cells could theoretically be present in those plumes, meaning we might not even need to drill through miles of ice. The moon is handing us its ocean on a silver platter. Think about this for a moment. If we discover even a single microbe, even a fossilized remnant of ancient life in those plumes, it would be the most significant discovery in the entire history of human civilization. It would mean life is not a miracle exclusive to Earth. It would mean the universe is likely teeming with life. And it would force every religion, every philosophy, every government, and every human being to completely reconsider our place in the cosmos. Enceladus is not just a moon. It is a question that the universe is screaming at us and waiting to see if we are smart enough to answer. If you believe that space exploration is the most important investment humanity can make right now, follow this page because we cover the discoveries that will define our future, not just our present. Now I need to ask you something, and I genuinely want your answer in the comments below. If scientists confirm tomorrow that microbial life was found in the plumes of Enceladus, how do you think that discovery would change life here on Earth?